In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Welcome to the world of physics. Due to coronavirus, we have to continue our online class. At first, I would like to suggest you stay home, stay safe. Let me introduce. I am Mohammad Muqtadir Hossain Bhuiya, lecturer, Department of Physics. Observe following diagram. What you have observed. Observe following diagram too. Now think what you have observed in this diagram. Name of the chapter is Newtonian mechanics, and we are going to discuss about this chapter, and specifically we are going to discuss with these topics, and today's topics are fundamental force, Newton's laws of motion, use of Newton's laws of motion, relation between Newton's laws of motion, and the limitation of Newton's laws of motion. Key points of a lesson is: number one, Newton's first law of motion, Newton's second law of motion, Newton's third law of motion, and conservation law of momentum, and collision between two bodies. Learning outcomes of a lesson: by the end of this lesson, you will be able to explain the inertia of an object and qualitative concept of force applying Newton's first law of motion, explain Newton's second law of motion, explain Newton's third law of motion, explain conservation of momentum. These all the learning outcomes of my topic. And equations for this lesson: number one, Newton's second law of motion is F equal to ma. Number two, Newton's third law of motion is F1 is equal to minus F2. And Newton's and the law of conservation of momentum is equal to m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. For joint velocity, we can write the equation as m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to v into m1 plus m2. Here v is joint velocity or combined velocity. For bullet and gun, we have the equation mv is equal to mv. And for impulsive force, we have equation as J is equal to F2. J is impulsive force, F is force, normal force, and T is time is equal to M into V minus U, that is change of momentum. And we can say that impulsive force is equal to the change of momentum. And our final equation is conservation of energy, that is conservation of energy equation: half m1 u1 square plus half m2 u2 square is equal to half m1 v1 square plus half m2 v2 square. Concept of force: number one, a force can cause a stationary object to start moving. Number two, a force can cause a moving object to increase its velocity. Number three, a force can cause a moving object to decrease velocity. Number four, a force can cause a moving object to change its velocity and direction of motion. And number five, a force can change the shape of a object. Here, for fundamental forces, we know there are four fundamental forces. Number one, gravitational force. Number two, weak nuclear force. Number three, electromagnetic force. And number four, strong nuclear force. Here, weak and strong nuclear force are effective only over a very short range and uh, dominate only at the level of subatomic particles, and gravity and electromagnetic force have infinite range. The conclusion is the gravitational force and weak and electromagnetic force have infinite range, and weak nuclear force and a strong nuclear force act in short range and dominate only at the level of subatomic particles. Here, weak nuclear force and strong nuclear force act in subatomic between among the subatomic particles, and gravitational force and electromagnetic force have infinite range. Here, fundamental forces of nature. Fundamental forces uh, are four type. Now, that is in electromagnetism, weak interaction and strong interaction and gravitation. Here, gravitation work, and in nucleus, there the use of strong nuclear force. And for beta decay, we have weak nuclear force, and uh, uh, we have in electromagnetism we have the use of electromagnetic force. Fundamental forces. Here we have fundamental forces. Number one, strong nuclear force that act between the forces with holds nucleus together, and the strength is 1 and the range is 10 to the power minus 15, and the particles for strong nuclear force is gluon and pi nucleons. Number two, electromagnetic force. Electromagnetic force, the strength is 1 by 137 and the range is infinite, and the particle or electromagnetic force is photon, uh, and the mass of photon is 0 and the spin is equal to 1. For weak nuclear force, the neutrino interaction induces beta decay. Beta decay occurs due to weak nuclear force, and the strength is 10 to the power minus 6, and the range is 10 to the power minus 18. And the particles, that is uh, intermediate vector boson like W boson, W plus minus boson, and Z boson, which can be and the mass is greater than 80 giga electron volt, and the spin is equal to 1. For gravitational force, uh, the strength is 6 into 10 to the power minus 39. It is very much weak, comparable to other forces, and the range is infinite. And the particles here is a graviton, and the mass is 0, and the spin is equal to 2. Now, observe this diagram. We are going to discuss about the Newton's laws of motion. At first, every object persists in its state of rest or uniform motion in a straight line unless it is compelled to change the state by forces im- impressed on it. A force is equal to the change of momentum per change of time. For a constant mass, force equals mass times acceleration, that is F is equal to ma. And for every action, there is an equivalent opposite reaction. These all are the Newton's laws of motion. That is first law, that is second law, and there is second, third law. And we are going to discuss and we are going to discuss and the application of these Newton's laws of motion. At first, Newton's first law: every object persists in its state of rest or uniform motion in a straight line unless it is compelled to change the state by force impressed on it. Uh, that is, if there is no external force, then the rest object will keep in rest and the motion object will keep in motion unless there is no external force. Application of Newton's first law of motion: when a running horse suddenly stops, the rider falls forward. This is the application of Newton's first law of motion. And when a horse suddenly starts moving, the horse rider falls backward. We heated carpet with a stick to remove the dust. Number three, athletes run some distance before taking a long jumps. A man jumping from a moving train may fall down. These all are application of Newton's first law of motion. And with the help of first law, we can explain all these phenomena. I think all of you can describe and explain all these topics with the help of Newton's first law of motion, because earlier you have the concept of Newton's first law of motion, and these all are the uses and application of Newton's first law of motion. We're going to give you a definition of force. Force is a push or pull which either changes or tend to change the state of rest or of uniform motion of a body. This is the definition of force. And we can measure force. A body of mass m moving with velocity v possesses momentum p is equal to mv. Here f is equal to ddt of mv, and because the mass is constant, we keep in uh, left side, and we can uh, differentiate the term v and ddt of v. Here m is constant, and we know the ddt of v is acceleration. Here ddt of v means the rate of change of velocity is acceleration. And finally we can write the equation f is equal to ma. Here f stands for force, and m stands for mass, and a stands for acceleration. And the concept of inertia. In absence of external force, the inability of body changes its state by itself is called inertia. In absence of external force, the inability of body change its state by itself is called inertia. That is, if there is no external force, then the body will be unable to change its state uh, by itself, and this is the concept of inertia. And Galileo's law of inertia. In the absence of external force, no body can change on its own its state of rest or the state of uniform motion along a straight line. Here, the momentum, the linear concept we are going to discuss. Momentum is defined as the total quantity of motion contained in a body, and is measured as the product of the mass of the body and its velocity. The equation is p is equal to mv. P is a vector quantity and v is a vector quantity. Here p is momentum, m is the mass of the body, and uh, v is the velocity of the object. Momentum is defined as the total quantity of motion contained in a body, and is measured as the product of the mass of the body and its velocity. Here shortly, p is equal to mv. P is the product of m and v. M is mass and v is the velocity. That's all. Newton's second law. Uh, we know the Newton's second law is rate of change of momentum is proportional to force, and the differential form of this equation of Newton's second law is f is equal to ddt of mv. That is rate of change of momentum. We have seen that momentum is mv, and if we differentiate v, that is rate of change of velocity, that is acceleration, and finally we can write f is equal to ma. And here the mass m is constant. Here f is force, m mass, uh, m is mass, and the change of velocity with time is acceleration. And force, acceleration, momentum, and velocity are all vector quantities, and each has both a magnitude and a direction. We know this very initial concept in the chapter of vector, that vector quantity have magnitude and direction. Here force is a vector quantity, momentum is also vector quantity, and velocity is vector quantity, and acceleration is vector quantity. Only mass, this is scalar quantity, because we can express mass only with the magnitude. Newton's second law, uh, in the presence of a, a net force, an object experience and acceleration. This is the concept of Newton's second law. Um, and we have the equation F is equal to ma. Um, Here m is the mass, is the acceleration, F is the force. Application of Newton's second law of motion. When catching a ball, a cricket player lower his hands to save himself from getting hurt. Car, brushes, trucks, bogies of the train, etc. are provided with a spring system to avoid severe jerks. Bogies of the train are provided with buffer to avoid severe jerks during shunting of trains. A person falling on frozen ice is likely to receive more injuries than one fall on uh, Kocha floor. And uh, China wires are wrapped in straw or paper before packing. This is the application of Newton's second law of motion. Now the concept is impulse, the force which act on the bodies for short time are called impulsive force. For example, hitting a ball with a bat. Number two, a firing a gun, etc. Impulsive force is a measure of total effect of the force. Now we're going to uh, talk about Newton's third law, and that is uh, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction, we know, and we are going to apply this in aerodynamics. Uh, like uh, for a jet plane, it engine push forward and flow post backward, and uh, here the airfoil comes and stuck with uh, the jet engine, and uh, the foil deflected up and the flow deflected down. And here for spinning ball, uh, it deflected up, and uh, the flow or something that deflected down. These all are the application of Newton third law. Uh, that is, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. And the application of Newton third law of motion. While firing a bullet, the gun must be held tight to the shoulder. When a man jumps from a boat to the shore, the boat slightly moves away from the shore. When a bullet is firing from a gun, the gun recoils and give a kick in the backward direction. Rocket works on the principle of conservation of momentum. In some in someone left on a frictionless floor, desire to get out of it, he can do so by blowing air out of his mouth. This is a interesting example for frictionless floor or something. Uh, if there is no friction, if he blow air from his mouth, then he can get out of this uh, floor or condition. Relation between Newton's law of motion. There we have relation between first and law, second law, and the relation between first and third law. That is, if there is no external force, then the body will rest body will keep in rest and the motion body will keep in motion. And if there is force, and we can say that there is acceleration, and here force is proportional to acceleration. And if there is no external force, then we can say that if there is no external force, then we got the first condition. In third law, if we apply that there is no external force, then we get that the body will keep in motion or uh, keep in rest. That is the relation between Newton laws of motion. From second law, we can derive first law, and from first law, we can derive also third law. That is, uh, from third law, we know that to every reaction there is an equal and opposite reaction. And here we have two. We have two force, that is action force, another one is reaction force, and one of them is opposite to other. And for third law, uh, if we change, have the equation f1 is equal to minus f2, and finally we say that f1 plus f2 is equal to 0. That is the summation of force, and that indicates the first law. By this way we can derive from third law to first law, and in applying a condition to second law we can derive first law. There is the relation between Newton's laws of motion. And limitation of Newton's laws of motion are: if the velocity of an object is much less than the velocity of light, then we can only use the Newton's laws of motion. Uh, if the velocity is comparable to light, then we cannot use Newton's laws of motion. That's why we can say that it's the only limitation. And for Newton's laws of motion, for the body, body have higher speed, or and if the velocity is nearly comparable to light, then we cannot use Newton's laws of motion in such condition. Uses of Newton's laws of motion, that is walking, pulling of a cart by horse, and pulling a boat with a rope, recoil of a gun, motion of rocket, and conservation of momentum. All you have all these six example in your textbook that written by Shajan Tapan. And you have all these uses, like uses of Newton laws of motion. At first, one is walking. That is, for walking, you have to apply force in a direction. Then you got uh, a backward direction. You will get a force in backward direction. With this, with this help of backward force, you can walk. That is the application of Newton third law of motion. Uh, for pulling a cart by horse, that is also the use of third law of motion. And pulling a boat with a rope, this is the example of and uses of Newton's laws of motion. Recoil of a gun, that we have said earlier, that recoil of a gun is the application of Newton laws of motion, and the motion of rocket is the application of Newton law of motion, and conservation of momentum is the application of Newton's laws of motion. Now, knowledge-based question regarding to our last lesson is: at first, what is force? In physics, force can cause an object with mass to change its velocity, which includes to begin moving from a state of rest, that is, to accelerate. Force can also be described intuitively as a push or a pull. Number two, and the another question is: what is the conservation of momentum? A conservation law starting that the total linear momentum of a closed system remains constant through time, regardless of other possible changes within the system. And now we are going to discuss about comprehension-based question regarding to our lesson. Why do we conserve momentum? One of the most powerful laws in physics is the law of conservation of momentum. For collision of occurring between object 1 and object 2 in an isolated system, the total momentum of the two objects before the collision is uh, equal to the total momentum of the two objects after the collision. And we uh, This is one of the fundamental law in physics, and conservation always occur in nature. And uh, for two objects, by applying conservation of momentum, we can say that before collision we have total momentum, and after collision we have total momentum, and both the momentum before the collision and after the collision is equal. This is a very concept of uh, conservation of momentum. And the question is is explain uh, the concept of force on an object. A force can cause a stationary object to start moving. A force can cause a moving object to increase its velocity. A force can cause a moving object to decrease velocity. A force can cause a moving object to change its velocity or direction of motion. And number five, a force can change the shape of a object. These all are the concept of force. With the concept of force, we can say all these five. That is, uh, a force can cause a object start moving and increases velocity or decreases velocity or the change of velocity and the direction of motion of any object, and it can change the shape of a object. And creative question for you, and observe this creative question. Take time, observe this, and try to solve this. Here the question is, a bullet of mass 10 gram shot from a gun with a velocity of 600 meter per second. In this time, is it exerts backward velocity of 2 meter per second, 2 meter per second. And here we have four question. That is, what is 1 Newton? What do you mean by the rest and motion inertia? Determine the mass of the gun, and how can you decrease the value of backward velocity of the gun? Explain probably with probable ways to with mathematical logic. I think with the concept that you got in your previous class, you can solve this. And there's a very initial concept uh, of physics that you have got. You can solve this question. And if you have problem, then ask me in our class time. And homework for you, look at the following figure and answer the following questions. Number A, what will be the combined velocity of the event in the stimulus? And number B, will the kinetic energy be conserved? And observe this uh, figure that is we have two objects M1 and M2, and their initial velocity is U1 and U2, and after collision their mass remains same, and the velocity is V1 and V2, and it stuck together that we have a joint velocity. Then with the help of this diagram and following uh, figure, try to solve A and B. There is a homework for you. I think you may have some question. If you find any difficulty in your uh, textbook, and if you find any difficulty in our lecture, then ask me to solve this in your class time. I hope that all of you are fine. Thank you all for joining with us, and stay home, stay safe. Due to coronavirus, I'd like to suggest you don't go outside of your home, and if you go, of course, you have to wear mask and stay